Hey guys, before we get into this, I want to let you guys all know that we finally hit 400 subscribers. It's only been a week, so I'm a little shocked we hit it this fast. I'm also really proud that we hit it this fast. We're at 401 right now. And also, we got it down a little bit. We got down the watch time subscribers down by 1%. We would like you guys to get up a little bit more now. But I do know we can now lower it down. But thank you guys so much. Enjoy the video. Hey everyone, I'm Divorce, I'm John, and I'm Crystal, and welcome to episode 5 of the Ninja Warrior podcast. Last time we covered episode 2 of AEW Junior Season 2, and today we are covering episode 3 of the second season. And pretty excited for this one once again. We've had some pretty intense races, and the last episode was actually pretty fun to discuss, so I cannot wait to talk about this one. So, you guys ready? Oh yeah, I am gonna be on cloud 9. Just talking about this. Yeah, agreed on that one. Yeah, all that and more is coming up in about a second. Alright, first up for episode 3 was the opening movie. That was on a minute long. That opening movie was just basically summarizing the different ways you can train around the world without necessarily going to a gym. Yeah, just basically going over the convenience of it. Like, literally, throughout the montage, we saw kids climbing on subways, doing pull-ups in random parts of cities and stuff, you know, even in their own house. Which isn't safe, you might want to end that. Yeah, that isn't safe. But, you know, when they try to get creative with it, I can be happy with it. Yeah, I see what you mean on that. Like, the last opening movie school thing, that was just bad completely, but this was a step up, and honestly is the second best one out of them all so far. Yeah, it doesn't really have much competition. We've only covered the first 3 episodes. Yeah, well, technically we haven't even covered this one yet. Yeah, you're right on that one. Yeah, technically we still have to go through everything else that happened in this episode. Yeah, but anyway, let's get over to the first one with the first matchup of the 9 and 10 age group with Bella Palmer going against Daniel Woods. And the person we covered for the story, I guess, was the newcomer Daniel Woods. His story was more about him loving mountain biking than him doing ninja. Yeah, you were pretty clear on that one, but you're right on it. You're right on it. Right, that was pretty much the entire story, just saying how he likes mountain biking. Although one thing I want to say is how the kid sounded really shy doing it. Yeah, it wouldn't sound like he was like very uncomfortable saying that to the lady who was interviewing him. How do you know it was a lady? I'm just guessing over here, okay? I just feel like it's a lady. Is that because like ladies are a lot more common in this with this kind of interview? Yes. I mean, I also feel like it's to go on the sidelines, but it could also possibly not be. I mean, I don't really feel like it could be to go on the sidelines. I feel like they would hire someone else to do it. I mean, I guess, but I guess you guys can put it in the comment section below of what you guys think could be it. If you guys think it could be to go on the sidelines or just a different person altogether. Yeah, you can put that in the comments if you really do feel like it. You should feel like it. Yeah, you should feel like commenting. If you feel like it. The race was pretty much a landslide by Bella, who couldn't just destroy Daniel. Yeah, you're right, but Daniel did keep it close at the end, but Bella just took a lead on that 5th obstacle. She was quicker, she was faster, she was more risky. And that's what gave her the edge. She even went past the 10-foot hold on the warp wall, which was just impressive. I mean, yeah, but I'm going to be honest here. I've always said before, and I'll say it again, I don't think the 10-year-olds really need that first handle. I bet you plenty of them could actually skip it if they really felt like it. I mean, yeah, some of them are kind of small if you think about it. I mean, in height-wise, yeah, I guess that could be a contributing factor. I'd say that's probably the biggest reason why they decided to put the 10-foot thing there, but still, it really doesn't feel like it. But at the same time, some of those young kids aren't as good as the warp wall as others, and I guess they just want to give it a better shot. Yeah, but at the same time, like, so far, this entire season, no kid has failed the warp wall. It's 9 and 10-year-olds, and it's more in general, actually, because I don't think we've seen anyone fail the warp wall so far as we've took a look back. Yeah, not from what I can recall, but yeah, you're right. But anyway, Bella won the race, and she moved on to the next round, but obviously everyone moves on. Yeah, the seeding race doesn't really matter. But the next matchup was Wiley Savinci and Barrett Eds, whose story was he was a history nerd. That's how you criticize a kid's nature. Call him a history nerd. Well, how else would you call someone that? I mean, I guess you have a point there, but still, it's a little harsh, don't you think? I mean, we haven't even talked about the main details of the story. You've just mentioned he's a history buff. Replacing the word buff with nerd because you're right. Replacing the word buff with nerd. Well, I feel like people who are obsessed with stuff that you shouldn't be obsessed with are considered nerds. Don't you understand that people have taste? I mean, if you don't like it, then if you don't like something they're obsessed with, that's okay. People can have opinions. And it's like the fact that I've been obsessed with drawing since I was a little kid. Does that make me seem like a drawing nerd to you? I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would definitely. Thanks. Although, yes, I would consider myself a drawing nerd. Because up to, like, recently, I was just addicted to it. But, I mean, if I have, like, over, like, let's say 50 or so sketchbooks in my back room, and probably at least some in my parents' house. But I have plenty. Yeah. But anyway, let's go into the further meat of Barrett's story. Going into further details with Barrett's story, he was known for being in Civil War reenactments, I guess you can call it. Yeah, like, they have those in, like, convention areas or fairs, and usually they're pretty cool to watch. I mean, they bring you back to the times and everything. If they do a good job, that is, which they don't usually. At least from my point of view, and I've only watched one, so yeah. And I don't even think I remember it. How do you even know you watched one? I believe my parents filmed it. That's all I remember, though. I believe they showed me them filming it. I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I remember seeing a video of it. Yeah, like you just looked it up on YouTube 5 minutes ago. Hey! Thanks on that one. Although, can it be 5 minutes? Because we've been recording this for over an hour and a half at this point. Yes, that is true. Even though these are being released separately, yes, we have been recording for an hour and a half. Exactly. Moving on to the actual race. Oh my god! Guys, did you even realize how close that race was? Yeah, the entire time they were going back and forth with the lead. Barrett started off with a quick lead, but then he lost his footing on a Big Dipper, but he was able to recover, then catch up on the Spider Walk. And then it was just a big trade of positions until the warp wall when they were literally pretty much tied with 400ths of a second separating them with a Barrett becoming the winner, and it was really intense, really close. Definitely the closest of the episode. Or maybe of the season right at the current moment we're recording this. Yeah, we only have one other episode, and from my memory at this point, I think that would have been that is the closest. Yeah, so yeah, I guess we should move on to the next race. I know I should just want to leave the mic on and talk. That's literally what we've been doing for the last hour and a half, dude. I mean, yeah, but we've been actually talking mandatory stuff. Not just crap we don't want to expose. Okay, no, we're done. Wait. The next race was a fast forward between Daniel Woods and Barrett Edds, with Daniel taking the victory. And this was a pretty disappointing race because Barrett fell on the Little Dipper. Yeah, that was definitely unexpected, especially considering his last race, but either way, at least he got one good moment. But yeah, Daniel Woods is moving on to the final, and the next race was Bella versus Riley. And in that race, they brought up Bella's story, and it was more of the fact that since she fell early in the semifinals last season, that inspired her to build her own obstacles. But aside from that, there was barely anything there. Yeah, material is kind of slipping around. Anyway, the race was on, and it was actually pretty intense leading up to that fifth obstacle, but Bella took a major lead by only taking 2 swings on the fighting score, while Riley took 3. And she ended up landsliding him with the victory. Yeah, that was pretty interesting, and that left us with the final matchup, Bella Palmer and Daniel Woods. And Bella ended up coming on top for that one, and that was like a really intense battle between the two of them. Yeah, it was kind of going back and forth until we got to the fighting score. Well, once again, Bella took a lead and, well, won the race, and she moved on to the finals. But Daniel Woods ended up getting to was in the wild card area. So, well, yeah, he was in that age group lineup, and he was guaranteed a spot since this was the last qualifier. Yeah, so we would see him next episode in the wild card round. That's pretty cool, pretty interesting. Well, I can't say I'm really all that really excited for a retrend for Daniel. It's good for him because, like, it's tough to get in there. You have to get the fastest time, or it's the second fastest time out of everyone, and that could be tough, especially when you get to the older age groups. With the 13 and 14-year-olds, they don't play around. They're competitive, and you have to go wicked fast if you want those wild card spots, because the top dogs and the 13 and 14-year-olds, they just do it in like under 30 seconds, just about. I don't think anyone's actually done it in under 30 seconds. But still, you get my point, right? Yeah, and they're really fast. You can't stop them. You have to really take risks to try to take those wild card spots and 13 and 14-year-olds. Here it might be a little calmer because the kids just try to get through it, but with 13 and 14-year-olds, you don't have a shot unless you are really fast. Yeah, and plus plenty of them are competitive, not only on the wild card front, but just in general. You know, you gotta just go fast. You gotta take risks. You gotta be like Ninja Cow and just go for it. That's the only way you're gonna make it through everything. Yeah, you have a good point there. It's the only way you're gonna get through. But anyway, we're gonna move on to the 11 and 12 age group now. And in that age group, we had Hogan McNeil and one of our big game Tate Allen, who really was a shocking force in this race as a whole. But his story was about how he didn't have a ninja name coming in, but after Akbar gave him the name Big Game Tate, and to be honest, it kind of fits him for what he does in this upcoming race. Yeah, indeed. As he completely destroyed McNeil on the course as a whole, and he pulled ahead on the wing nuts. That's really he pulled ahead, and with that right there, he won the seeding round. Yeah, and the next race was a fast forward between Iris Flank and Sabrina Levine, who ended up taking the race because Iris lost her grip on the third wing nut. So Sabrina was kind of given a free win, especially since she was behind Iris when that happened. But yeah, she was the winner of the race, and now we get to move on to the knockout round stuff, the real gritty stuff of the 11 and 12-year-olds. the first knockout round was Big Game Tate Allen versus Iris Flank, who really did flank. Okay then. But, yeah, Tate ended up destroying the course and getting himself a win, but Iris got past the wing nuts and was able to get her first buzzer. Yeah, but it's all impressive when it's not even like a close race. I mean, you gotta give us some credit over here. I'm sorry, it's just, we come here for the big people. Get out of here. Wow. You all mean the kids. Well, they all mean to me, so we call it both ways. Yeah, I guess you can get good point there. Anyway, the next race was Holden McNeil versus Sabrina Levine. And her story was about how she's a city ninja, it's never quiet, and she doesn't have a backyard. Yep, that's basically all you need to know. So, yeah. Now, moving on to the actual race itself. Pretty shocking, with both falling on the Little Dipper, Sabrina on the run-up, and Hogan on the transition to the cargo net. But Hogan got there first, so he ended up grabbing the win. But that was just crazy. Yeah. Definitely kept me off guard. On midway through, I was expecting a pretty intense race. Especially since they crammed a story in there. I mean, it wasn't worth waiting for it. I mean, yeah, if you watch on TV, which, by the way, I haven't felt any of those whips, but, you know, if you watch it on TV, you know, there was nothing you can do about it, so I guess you can blame him. Yeah, I mean, you can't really, but, yeah. Anyway, that set up the final matchup to be. That put us into the final matchup, which was Holden McNeil versus Big Game Tate. And Big Game Tate ended up destroying him, claiming with the win. Because he basically just left him behind in the wing nuts. And yeah, he took home the win. He moved on to the finals. The quarterfinals. Yeah, so I'm happy for him. And that means we can move on to the 13 and 14-year-olds, which has always been the best of each episode. Oh yeah, definitely, because they're the most competitive, most fast races. I mean, some of them could even do the course is usually done under 40 seconds for the most part by most of them. So at that point, you know, where could you go wrong? Except when they fall on the second obstacle. Yeah, when that happens, then yeah, you can definitely go wrong. Or maybe falling in general. I mean, if it's a big star, then definitely. But I guess I'm not sure how you really want to go with that. Yeah, guess so. Then. Alright, next up was third place winner of last year, Carson Edwards and Sophie Shaft. And her story was about how she is one of the few kids her age to CrossFit, which basically just lifting a big weightlifting exercise. I don't really know too much about it, because I'm not into it, but you know, it was a way where she wanted people to look up to her, and I think the way she showed that example is pretty powerful, and I think people would look up to her, especially the women. Yeah, and the big person who she wants to look up to her, and she does, is her little sister, who I think is about 6, but that relationship from what they shown was so cute, so personalic, and I really did enjoy watching that as a whole, and it's the type of thing that I really want to be like to the 2 kids I have. Because I want to have them look up to me as a person, not only just because I'm their mother, but because I want them to know that I'll always be there, I'll always support them. Whether they're doing bad things or not, I want to get them out of that place, because I was once in that place for a little while, and I am not proud of it, period. But, you know, I just want to make sure that they have a good life, and they have very inspiring, I guess, they have a good life. And to be honest, I think that story right there about the 2 of them taking care of each other was a very good representation of how I want to be as a person. Wow, that's pretty deep, actually. Yeah, I can go pretty deep if I given the chance. Yeah, especially since, you have like a photographic memory of everything. It wasn't always that way. And plus, the only reason why I do have a photographic memory is because in my mind, I like drew stuff down. I was obsessed with drawing as a kid, and thus I like from the age of like 7, I drew a whole bunch of things of iconic memories in my mind. And that right there is probably what's helped me remember so many things that's happened in my life as a whole. But that as a whole has just been really inspiring to me. And this story as a whole was pretty good. Maybe even like the best in the episode, to be honest. But it was just like really interesting in terms of the bond they showed with the two of them. Yeah, but we're getting off topic. We'll talk about the actual race itself, which was a pretty even race up to the Skyhooks, where Carson was able to be the big separator and got past that last stretch of the obstacle faster, giving him the win. So yeah. It was a pretty intense race overall. Again, very cool segment as we spent about 4 minutes talking about it alone. But yeah, very happy for Carson, and hoping, and yeah, I think we should just move on to the next race because I'm just babbling here. Yeah, you do a good job of that. Give a round of applause for him babbling. Thanks. Stop clapping, please. Please. Okay, fine. It's not something I really want to be congratulated for. I mean, there are plenty of things that I'm not proud of that I don't want to be congratulated for, but yet, here we are now. Yeah, but anyway, the next race was Serena Heflin versus Mazaya Andre. 2 14-year-olds who are rookies as far as I know. And Mazaya's story was about how he could never find his outlet in sports, but yet his mother kept on trying, and eventually found ninja at a certain age, so we won't clarify that, but it was just talking about how that made him grow as a person. But it was pretty cool. He was kind of shy. He was like mumbling a whole bunch of stuff. He was mumbling pretty much every word. He was very quiet, but that's how I was as a kid too, but I had a reason to be. I guess knowing what happened, but yeah. Anyway, the race went pretty good for Mazaya, but pretty bad for Serene, who fell on the little zipper. Yeah, and the reason to the cargo that she just missed. So, yeah, Mazaya ended up winning the matchup, and that meant we moved on to the first knockout round, which was the next race was a fast forward between Sophie and Relay. With Relay, oh man, that fifth obstacle, it was a big fight between the two of them. Neither of them could get their strengths on track until Sophie was able to dismount, and she claimed the win, which meant, and we were going to have a pretty tense matchup either way. Yeah, it was either going to be Serena Hitlin versus her, or Carson versus her, and that suspense right there was definitely a pretty good motivator for the next matchup, which was Carson versus Serena, who had a story about she just growing up princesses, being an actor, but really there wasn't much to build on that. Yeah, I hate when you can't really bring up much of the story as a whole because there wasn't really much to go off of, but that's mostly Ninja Junior in a nutshell. They basically just bring up a whole slur of unnecessary details, and you just can't deal with it. There was no possible way to get out of it. Yeah, true. But anyway, the race was a pretty big landslide by Carson, but Serena always got her first buzzer, so I guess that's a good note for her. I mean, yeah, and the next matchup, the final, oh man, was that intense. Yeah, we're going to get to that in like a second. Before we get into this, I just want to say how I love how throughout this entire recording session, you've just been going, I'll see you in a second, or we'll see this race in a second. Well, the way we're recording these, that's how it works, right? Yeah. The way the viewers are watching it, yes, but still. Oh, that's how it went. Yeah, but anyway, the final matchup between Carson and Sophie, and man was it close with Sophie trying to go as fast as she can, and she really made it close to the end, but once again the Skyhawks were a big separator as well. She did make a big jump at the middle part. Carson made that big jump and pretty much left Sophie behind. and came away with the win, though Sophie made it close. And that meant that Carson was moving on to the finals, and that pretty much was the end of the episode. So what did you two think? Well, it was actually pretty good. You know what? That was better than the second episode. I'll call that a win. And yeah, I think they did a good job on that one. The people in the episode, aside from a few, were pretty interesting. The races themselves were really intense, you know. I think this game things up pretty quickly leading up to the next episode, the quarterfinals, which we're going to get to in about a minute for us. But for you guys, whenever we get it up. Yeah. By the way, we'll see you guys next time with episode 4, the first quarterfinal round. And we will see you guys next time. Peace and love and deuces, all. We'll see you later. Bye. Hey guys, shockingly enough, I did fulfill my promises this time with uploading it day after the last video. But once again, same thing about the picture thing that's still going on. Just because these were made in the same time, that's why nothing is being shown right now. But again, you can send a link and a comment on it. And that's just about it. Again, same thing is in the works as I said. Well, the montage is still in the work. And we do have an update. The next couple of podcasts, we have recorded a couple more in terms of the big schedule turnout for the channel. First off, I do want to clear up something that you guys might be wondering. Crystal, she has been trying her best, but unfortunately, she was able to get it to us for the All-Stars competition, but aside from that, she won't be covering the next podcast with us, which is just an update on the channel as a whole, the future. And she won't be doing the first part of AW Tour. I think that's the qualifiers, which me and John all did in one session. But she is going to be with us for the semifinals and finals. So, well, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys all know about that and the other thing. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Again, post the image if you want to be, I guess, shouted out in that case. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time.